felt led to do this Vibe With Me video. I already posted a video today. Mind you, it was an 8-minute long video, but only 45 seconds posted. So, I think that is a sign that it's not time to release that to the world yet. But what are your thoughts on anger management? I need to know. Answer me. What are your thoughts on anger management? Now, on to the next thing. I wanted to talk about some things because I just feel hyper. I just feel excited. It's Tuesday. How could I not make a video? I should have put Vibe With Me 222. I will, and only the people that actually showed up in lifetime will know. What's good, Spiritual White? So that's you, fam. That's you. But with that being said, happy Tuesday, fam. Happy Tuesday. I don't know how many people told you that today, but let me be another person. Can you believe the date? Let me just, real quick, okay? Today is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday of the week, but it's also the 22nd, of the second month of the 2022nd year. It's just like crazy. If you insist, vibing. Yes, what's good, Isaiah? What is good? The vibes are on. We got Rosa out here. We really vibing. All right, so Spiritual White, I'm happy that you asked for the link, and I can send you the link. That I absolutely can do. If you're in the Discord, you're gonna get it before anyone else, okay? Because I gotta let my good vibers know that this is what I be listening to. And I also will share the title because, I don't know, playlist to study like Socrates after discovering from the Oracle of Delphi that he is the wisest. That's the title if you want to look it up, okay? But yeah, we're really just vibing out here. I thought I would just do a little drawing that I'll show at the end, so you will see that. And while I'm talking, also just share a little bit of the revelations that are happening. And yeah, I really don't know why I decided to go live. I thought I was gonna go to sleep, but crackhead energy kind of kicked in, and now we're live. It's Tuesday as well, so I thought, I told my family that I appreciate all they've done for me, up until this point, but I feel like a lot of my being was just like thinking of the future, thinking of what I'm manifesting, right? Thinking of like, okay, I'm gonna do this, I have this on my to-do list. And I was just thinking about all this stuff, and I just wanted to tell them, like, you're gonna die one day. Like, I'm celebrating this Tuesday with you, not the future that I'm creating. I'm celebrating it with you because it's gonna go tomorrow. It will pass. So it's really, I guess, important to just remember that the loved ones, the actual people in your life that you're experiencing with and growing old with and being on the same timeline with, that's where the beauty is. That's where the life is. And it's not in your manifestation. It's because that's physical, or it's not in anything that you could think of in the future. It's good to have goals. It's good to set systems, but that's not what we're here for. We're here to live, really understand what it means to live and love and laugh. Said that to somebody. They asked me how I was doing, and I said, I'm just living, laughing, and loving. I'm so sorry. The puns are really getting to me today. I don't know what to say. Oh man, happy Tuesday. What's good? Okay. And I will repeat the title one more time, Isaiah, that of the playlist. I got you. Playlist to study like Socrates after discovering from the Oracle of Delphi after he is okay. Alright, I already messed it up. I'm sorry, guys. But if you're in the Discord, I shared the link. I could probably share it here too. I'm not gonna be selfish. Man, this newfangled technology out here. No, yeah, I usually speak. All right, you know what? Never mind. I'll comment afterwards. I'll put it in the description. You know, I gotta give credits. I'm not trying to copyright. I was actually looking at one of my dancing videos, and it was really good. I'm actually shocked. I stopped making them because I didn't think they were good, and that was crazy to watch it. I unlisted it because copywriting, but yeah, the song I was dancing to is Stories. I don't remember, by Refs. And yes, it's a good song if you ever want a recommendation. Okay, I feel like somebody wanted that, so you're welcome. Okay, so, all right, that's true. Okay, so now that there are 4 people here and 4 likes, I'm not going to say anything about angel numbers, but I did realize that Jesus spent 40 days fasting, and then the devil came. The Israelites were supposed to spend 40 days to get through the desert, and they spent 40 years, and that's crazy. So something about the number 4, especially 40, a lot of tribulations happening there. Possibly it's a trend. Anyways, what's good? Vilonze. I hope I pronounced your name right. I don't know why I said it like that. Maybe it's just like Vilonze. No, I think that. Okay, what's good? Anyways. Okay, so we're vibing. I haven't even touched the paper yet. So I really wanted to talk about. So I went live today, guys. The book is coming out. Hopefully soon. Hopefully tonight. I'm actually really excited. We're waiting for approval, and I'm so excited. Okay, so yes, if you didn't know, I illustrated a book with our good viber Michael, and it's coming out. So we illustrated it. It's about Scared to Be a Butterfly, and I already know some of you already be supporting and already know, so I'm not going to talk your ear off. But today is the day we are going to publish it. It's going live, so the link is going live. Of course, we're really just awaiting approval from Amazon at this time. There's not much we can do. And once we get the live link, we're sending out an email to everyone who is, already signed up to reserve their copies so that we can send it and they can get it. So I'm really excited for that. So yeah, that's happening today. That was really exciting. So we went live. Oh wow, speak of I was gonna say speak of the devil, but it was good, Michael. Yeah. So with that being said, we talked about our wings today, spreading our wings, and I think you'll find this really interesting. And shout out Jonathan. I'll call them Jonathan Steve. That's not their real name, but close. And did a meditation. It was really weird because they had contacted me on Instagram kind of out of the blue, and I didn't reply for like a couple months. Yeah, guys, if you don't know, I'm really bad at replying. You probably know if you've left a comment on any of my videos. I take my time, but I will most likely get back to you. It's not because I don't like you, it's just because sometimes I get a little anxious, or in my own head I feel like I've already replied, but I haven't actually replied, and then it gets like crazy because I'm like, now I have to spit. Okay, anyways, we meditated, and they were talking, we were sharing about angels. I think angels are really cool. What do you feel about what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts with angels? Like, I hear them, but like I hear a lot of things. So, I mean, I don't hear a lot of things. I feel like my hearing's pretty selective. And I don't think it's actual hearing. I think it's just some kind of like brain energy going on that I'm hearing on the inside, but it's also happening on the outside. Anyways, angels. He has led many people, very connected to God, and God tells him to lead people through meditations and connect with the angel that is, you could say, not hosted in them, but the way I see it, you allow certain spirits within your vessel. So yeah. And so kind of reflecting on that idea of wings, for me, it was really interesting because it was able to give a symbolic message to how I felt with my own wings and what was going on there and why that was happening. So, what do wings mean symbolically? I don't know. I'm asking this question to you, but I guess I'm going to say what I think they mean. I think that they mean freedom. What do wings mean? Okay, that symbolically the word freedom comes to my mind. What comes to your mind when I say wings? Okay, I said things, but that's just a rhyme, and it's not that kind of video. Yeah, wings are like this openness of freedom, of like, yes, Sir Jester, freedom. Wow, the song Broken Wings comes to mind. That's crazy, Isaiah, because you're reading the energy. Okay, so I did some paintings during our session because when when you're connecting with certain energy, I feel like it's easier to communicate. Rising, really get freedom too. Ooh, that's a good one, Velo, and say, oh, that's a good one. Rising, right? Like soaring higher. Now that's bringing a lot more other things. That's the ability to overcome gravity. Ooh, that's almost like the ability, like the physical limitations are being uplifted for you. Wow. Okay, so there's a lot of things coming up, I think, as we reflect on this idea of wings. And we say that angels have wings, and then, we have these pictures of this, like, like this sphere of eyes with, like, fiery wings coming from it, and we're like, yeah, that it makes sense. Or it looks like a person, kind of, because it's easier for us to comprehend, It's really interesting. So, anyways, so I was painting it, right? I was painting, like, what kind of angels were coming through, what they would be looking like. And it was interesting, the little waves at the bottom were kind of them sharing, like, the form of communication. And I think for me, because I like chakras and I like learning about channeling, because I think it's important to know what you're channeling. Yeah, it's just like these waves. They were saying that it was like correlating, frequency to the color and their form of communication through perception. So that was interesting. It says, "Good God, angels are on." And then on the other side, we had a very, very harsh spiritual war. So that doesn't, it's just painful is the word that comes to mind when I look at it. So in my case, this was understanding, you could say, the downfalls of being human, of also an angel's wings being ripped off of them or bound to them. And I think this is something many people on the planet may relate to. Is what I feel led to say. But what I can say is that it was really interesting how, personally, in my meditation session, I found that when, Jonathan was asked if I could spread my wings open, they were bound. And I was not able to open them at all. It was really interesting sensation. And when I thought about this symbolically, what it was kind of sharing in my own life. And I do believe that, God's going to give you signs until you understand his message. And it is either up to you to listen and open your ears to hear the signs, or to just keep going on the path that you've been going until something happens that causes you to stop and think about the direction you're going in. And so I'm really thankful because this meditation session did a few things. It allowed me to actually reflect and now have this conversation with you about wings and understanding, why were mine bound? And it was also talking about, previously, just our experiences with these entities. And I think also just with the spiritual beings, how we first open up to them. And, right. So this image came after this image. And I think that's extremely important. Okay, but the feedback loop is, that's why. Okay. So I believe that we were all made, like, all angels were made good. They were all made good. But then, let's say the cycle had to continue. Like, we had to renew. And so things had to tear apart. I don't know what else to say other than we have all lived many lives because we're kind of like the same energy that's just reusing itself to create new experiences. We know nothing new is under the sun, but I believe that angels are not residue of all of these past and present parts of our being, kind of communicating to us, being messengers for God. And therefore, I don't really believe in evil angels per se because they're all messengers for God. Human beings do evil things and we get evil messengers, which we call demons because we don't like them and they're on our left shoulder and all that crazy stuff. So yeah, I just really am thankful to kind of reflect on this with you because I'm obviously still digesting it all. But I think this is a big part when we realize this. We all do this. We all do it. That's why. Okay, so like somebody does something bad. Let's say a demon curses you or something. Are you going to curse the demon back? Are you gonna be cruel to the demon? You gonna try to bind the demon? Are you going to do so? Okay, I mean, understand it. These are all kind of human things. You're gonna knock out the demon. You're gonna get your sword and swing at the demon. These are all things that I think, practically speaking, we probably had a thought or two. Like, that's how we get rid of. But no, obviously not. Because they are a messenger of God. Like, they still are a messenger of God. Howbeit, we perceive them to be a bad messenger of God because maybe they're tempting us. Like, that's literally God testing us. He's giving us that feedback loop to be like, are you ready? Is it time? Ooh, what if I do this? Is it gonna get you now? Like, so when you come swinging with your axe or your sword and you're just like going at it, it's like in my mind, I'm just thinking about it now. I'm like, that's kind of funny. Yikes. And we've all done it. I've done it. I think that's why I find it so funny. I mean, okay. So, but I don't think that's what is going to, put a stop to I can't put a stop to anything, but I don't think that's really what we're here to do this time around. I think we're here to I think we're here to actually be the higher person. It's, if you have a sibling or a friend, I don't know, you grow up with, and you're a kid, maybe they do something for me and my brothers, we would play mean pranks, let's just call it that, on each other. They were not really even that mean or even pranks. They were just kind of cruel, sadistic child behavior, if I'm thinking back on it. But anyways, that is just not we didn't, as children, we weren't really thinking oh, I'm gonna get back at my brother because he locked me out of the bathroom, so I'm gonna throw a rock in the window or something like that. It's just, as kids, it's kind of just how it is. And I think when we see demons, it's kind of we want to feed them back that energy. We want to be what's good, James? We want to be oh, so you think you're that? Well, ha 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 ha. I don't know if that's what we're here to do this time. I think, I think we're just here to literally, what's good, Wayward Winner? Good to see you, bro. Vibing. Come back with that same energy. No, Spiritual White, thank you for bringing me back to the place where it was. Neutral love. Yes. 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 Yes, literally neutralizing it. This isn't a war. Nobody wants to fight. We don't have to fight. Okay, put down your weapons. You just need to neutralize it. This is beautiful. That's beautiful. And I think we know, like, that it is what the times we're living in. Grand Rising, what's good? Melanin Prince 17, Monk Pool, yeah, it's like how powerful it is to be able, let's love you, meditative Jews, and to actually not be taken down when the lower entities try to bring you down. With that being said, now thinking about the whole layers of the cake thing, sometimes God needs to sort us out. How does he correct us? Through our own ways, okay? Through our own choices, how we choose. And so this neutralizing, thank you, Michael, because, sometimes we go off on little rants, is really like the power of love. What kind of love? Okay, it's so easy to reflect back what energy we are receiving without thinking, because that's how we're designed. That's just how most things are designed, to just reflect energy back without thinking. But you have to break that pattern, and you have to be able to see when a lower entity is coming at you, that this entity is not doing it because, I'm gonna mess up their day, or, there's some kind of, I won't say ulterior motive to bring you down, but it is a test. Like, they're just here to do their job. Like, I'm gonna test them. When you think about that, they are still a messenger of God, and you love God because you better love God, because God is love. So what you doing if you don't love God? What's good? Zora, Douglas, good to see you. Like, then I don't know what you're doing. You see that this being is a messenger for God. If they are an evil entity, then they're probably going through some suffering, because that is kind of what they were created for. And you can kind of imagine how you would be like, oh, this is so unfair. And then festering up these energies, because that's what you're made for. But that's when you realize why you must love if you want to win the fight. Like, the spiritual war is not about it. I mean, God already won, love already won. But when you're in the middle of, when your emotions are sucked into the ways of the world, or sucked into this idea that just your emotions are the greatest thing on the planet, and are the only thing that you can perceive, because it's kind of how we're designed a little bit, you kind of may forget that it's still a test. Like, this is still a stimulation, bro. Like, remember that there are weapons so much greater than anything you could do in the physical. Like, your spiritual punch is nothing compared to the eternal love of the oneness creator. Hallelujah. Amen. No. Well, actually, yes, thank you, God. But, so, these wings, man, I think, like, stay grounded, thank you, because, I want to take the wings and fly, but they were bound for a reason, exactly that reason. I think there's many things that we do instead of using love to neutralize things. You don't have to, like, you do have to love your enemies. You have to love your enemies. You have to love your demons. Because if you don't love your demons and your enemies, then they will continue to be demons and enemies. And if you truly want to allow them to dissipate or to be free, to fly away from you, then you have to acknowledge that they have wings too, and that they are actually honored parts of God's creation that have a higher purpose. There is a higher way. And I guess that's the flaw with many of the spiritual YouTubers I watch. They're brilliant, but their emotions take the best of them. Monk Pool, okay, that's... I would love a deeper expansion on that, if you feel led to share. Because I ask, like, the question now, what are emotions? Why do we have them? Like, the emotions, we think about the cups, in, you know, traditional tarot, we think about that energy of water and how it is it's connected to our emotions. It is this also connected to life. Like, you need water. And, you know, I love, you know, Abimelech, shout out if he watches this, is always saying water is the conduit to the veil, because they are connected to all life. You know, we look for planets with water on them because we think that's a sign of life. Water is this beautiful source that we think it just cycles, you know, goes up in this beautiful cycle and sustains the planet, and is again this cycle that I think represents our emotions. But more so, like, now I'm thinking about the Great Flood, and I'm not gonna get too much into that right now, but yeah, anger. Oh my goodness, Melanin Prince 17. I mean, I learned how to read by reading the Bible, and if anyone is interested, our Bible study is on Sundays on our Discord. So I know I have some of the admins out here, and James, you know, whenever you want to join, you are always welcome. We love you, bro. But yeah, Sunday night Discord Bible studies are a thing, and you should join, because we also have Thursday night accountability calls, and they have been absolutely grounding, and I think a big big step to change in my own life, by being able to learn from others and just connect with those emotions. So it's interesting, Monk Pool, because you Monk Pool, you mentioned something about anger, and I think this is a theme that I've seen a lot. Okay, guys, I've seen a lot. Let's just say in my life, I want to ask anyone who feels like they have experience dealing with anger, you know, be it positive or negative, what entities are surrounding that idea of anger? Like, could you describe what that looks like, how they appear to you, if that makes sense? It doesn't even have to be that. I don't know why I described it that way, guys. Like, it could just be like characteristics of how your anger expresses yourself, or more importantly, and I'm not angry that the video that I posted didn't post, because it was about arguments, and I think that anger plays such a vital role when we think about why we argue with each other. Yeah, I feel like when I have asked, and I asked my ex one day, I asked them, like, what do you feel after anger? And that was a really interesting response. I remember that they replied, overall, they just felt sad because they hurt everyone they loved. And that, I think, is what caused the angel wings, like this picture. So, I'm just gonna take a moment, because now I'm gonna cry. Thanks, guys. Can we just have a normal conversation? Can we do small talk? Huh? No, I'm just joking. Don't want small talk. Anger is a reflection of not being able to control or release sadness. So, why do we get sad? Okay, Esther, I get sad because sometimes things don't go my way. And I really wanted them to go my way because I said that would be awesome. Or sometimes I don't realize what I have until it's too late and then it's gone. And that makes me sad because it's almost like I regret. Okay, alright. Let's breathe, okay? Real deep in the diaphragm. And I say this a lot because I feel like when you're angry, it's like all bark. Okay. Very much diaphragm, like solar plexus, but breathing. So, this is just a suggestion. When you feel yourself getting angry, when the opportunity arises, allow yourself to remember to breathe more deeply and bring awareness to your diaphragm. Whoa, your dog barked as soon as I said, that's synchronicity right there. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you, God. Your bark is in tune. Okay, your dog is in tune, spiritual way, and I'm curious to know what kind of dog. I think about this world and the people and how we are few and far between. It makes me sad. Melanin Prince, 17. Okay, so, all right. Okay, Prince, and also the possibility that the punishment after death is hell forever. When I think of hell, I think of anger. Or at least I think of an anger within our solar plexus. I think the solar plexus is called the Manipura, and that's also known as the City of Jewels. And, okay, I don't know why I felt led to say that, but in context. Signal of lack. Yeah, and I feel like in hell you're lacking God's love because you disconnected yourself from it and you're mad. Like if I were to put it, like in simple terms, you disconnected yourself from God's love and you're mad. So when you're mad, I mean, like, we use the word mad for many things. Like, oh, she's gone mad. That doesn't necessarily mean that she's gone smashing up the whole place like Godzilla, but it does mean that there is, like, actual emotional kind of, I don't know, like, I think sadness is a really deep word to describe it because of the depth we feel sadness. And I think also it's a beautiful thing being a human, being alive during this time, being able to share some of this sadness. And that's really it. Like, man, Tennyson music, I know, was telling me how he was so thankful that even though he was depressed, he knew that other people were depressed. And he knew that the trauma that happens in our life allows us to connect more deeply with each other. And that is one of the greatest parts of life. And I would have to agree, as, in his word, fucked up as that may sound. Yeah. Okay, so Prince says, okay, there's enlightenment on both ends, absolutely. Yep, James, you know. I think that's very true. The polarization is absolutely there. Will me saying a non-spiritual person keep me... Okay, so you're staying with a non-spiritual person and you feel like it's gonna keep you in your lower state of being. Okay, so only if you believe it is, that's up to you, Prince. Like, it really is. It's the same idea as thinking that any kind of dark magic or any magic in general could affect you if you don't believe in God and that God loves you enough to protect you. So, of course, this is the beauty of understanding, I guess, the world we live in. And also knowing that you have the power to, like, take a non-spiritual person, which we all were at one point, right, guys? Right? Maybe. And to understand that each person is just like, the the caterpillar to the cocoon to the butterfly. We're all on different parts of the journey, and we're all kind of cycling. So, like, I don't know how to say. I have a suspicion that you're me, but you're just me in, like, manifested form, slightly altered with other parts of me. It's just that kind of vibe. So sadness is a lower faculty of consciousness. When enlightened, you can never be Sade. You are the realization of infinite intelligence, meaning there's nothing you cannot do. Sadness is the resistance that teaches the road to enlightenment. I think that was beautifully said. And said. Yeah, I used it. Okay, I'm trying to, be a little punny out here, but no, really, really beautiful. And I agree. I think sadness is, just like you said, this marker. Because you think when God corrects you, when he puts you in timeout, aka hell, that you feel sad. And also, it's timeout is there to correct you. Nobody stays in hell. Like, you can read the Bible. Those that even went to hell, they had a time that they were in it, okay, and then they got out and were given another opportunity, and these cycles continue, and that's why nothing new is under the sun. Wow, we can rise above all things, absolutely. And yes, edibles all the way. But yeah, no more sadness with proper understanding of love outside of time. I think sadness is one of the most beautiful things, because it's just nice. It's not something to romanticize about, but it's very grounding in a way. It makes me think about all my ancestors. It makes me think about how so many sacrifices had to be made for me to be here, and that also every person is experiencing sadness on some level. Be it big or small, it's not my place to judge, but I can connect with that energy and that feeling. It captures a moment in time, yeah. And I also feel like when we're sad, we kind of tend to want human interaction, I would say. We look for it, I think, in not sometimes the best ways, but that's kind of what it's there, that's what we're doing. We look for a connection of someone to be like, hey, it's okay to be sad, or I've also felt that sadness before. So, absolutely, Chrissy, 8/18, happy Tuesday. And you cried yesterday, bad, Prince. That's crazy. Well, now your eyes are clean, and it's good to have an emotional release. I think there are many ways to cry. It doesn't always come out as tears. For some people, I think tears are very hard to shed. But for other people, like myself included, it's just waterworks. But we all deal with grief on some level, I would say. And I don't even want to use the word grief, because I feel like that should be reserved for the passing of your loved one. But, I mean, we all do. Yeah. So we understand this concept of time, and we understand, like, everyone that we know is gonna die. That we know in the flesh is gonna die anyways. And all your loved ones, all your pets, that favorite tree that you love, even that will one day be no more. And I think there's a sadness with that in a way. Have a good night, Spiritual White, and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. And I feel that myself with just kind of the energies of even the Tuesday. As I was saying, I think this has really been inspired by this Tuesday. So I have been thinking about this quite a lot. And I know I started this story about the wings, how they were bound, and God set me free pretty much. And I asked them, why did they bind my wings in the first place? And that's because I was supposed to be in hell. And so I had to ask myself, why was I angry at God enough to actually see that I was just cutting myself off from his love, that I bound myself in hell? And I think that was kind of what I got from the meditation ultimately. Still meditating on it, and I feel like I need to do a journal prompt just to kind of to actually get it in. But I will say that I saw wings, and they were, they were some lit wings. What can I say? They were metal, which I was confused about, but I don't think that really matters very much. It was more of symbology of what was going on. So they were golden, and they had embellishments of a deep purple, kind of ruby, and there was like a blue aura around it. It's pretty cool. It was pretty cool. And the blue aura, okay, Archangel Michael, he had to cut it. He had to cut the cord. And symbolically, that was me speaking up about why Archangel Michael also governs the throat chakra. And, sword assists with communication. So, they were cutting through these cords that I had bound myself with. And this was definitely something just so symbolic. Anyway, so communication is about speaking about that binding and cutting it through that way, being led by, God's messengers. So that was the first part, and my wings still really okay, if anyone knows about Larry the Lobster or Lenny the Lobster, I think it's Lenny the Lobster, they know that when they took him from the lobster tank in the store and the rubber bands were still on his claws, once they took off the rubber bands, his claws were still kind of molded to the band's pressure. So he couldn't really use his claws. And that's kind of how it felt like with wings, when they were bound for that long. And so that was really interesting sensation as well. And kind of asking God more about understanding why they were bound and, I didn't have to ask how long. You kind of feel it. But yeah, it's just really, 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 really crazy. Yeah. So as I was observing how my wings felt, I was like, okay, I know the motions of opening them and spreading my wings and being able to fly, but I just can't do it. It's just not going. It's like the physical realm it's not trained that way. And so, yeah, then I asked God to kind of wash away and show me, speak to me, share the messages so I can receive them and really perceive them. And that came through as washing over this kind of gunk that was on the wings. And I will just say this is like a residue gunk from all of the it being yeah. So it was really interesting sensation. So that brings me to the opening of the wings, and in your head you will replay what you know that you're here to do. You'll replay the opening of the wings, and that was, I think, that was it. That was it. It was that was it. I wasn't sure then, if were my wings opening or was I just now visualizing it so hard because I knew how to do it, but it just didn't feel like it. Into, okay, now it kind of feels like they're opening. But I'm not sure. And there was a lot of doubt in my heart, you know. This is a story time, guys. I don't know what to tell you. Meditation travels. And God started blowing wind in my direction. And it was like, you know, when a sail is about to open and the gust of wind is about to take it. And I know this, but of course I have doubts. I think we all do. It's just like, I don't know, do I need help? And of course, I am meditating with a guide, and like this did assist in them asking, you know, do you want further clarification? And I'm like, and God's like, no, wait. And the wind starts building up, and it just picks up the energy and the speed, and it's almost like I'm not sure if the wind is building up, like God's blowing the wind and it's opening, or I'm getting angry because it's not working. That was a big moment that I feel like I need to highlight and be like, okay, observe this, acknowledge that. And at that point, it was like, okay, I need to acknowledge that. That's really important. And so it was kind of like saying, okay, God's blowing the wind. It's allowing me to just kind of feel. I don't have to allow anything. And it was kind of just that surrender. It was like so tense that like my wings did like it was just so tense. And then when I gave that moment to surrender and be like, okay, God's got it. I'm just gonna like just kind of fall. And that was that's when I caught air, of course. It was kind of like the air just travels and it just whoosh, allows it to go. So that, just the wings as they opened and that feeling, I immediately asked the question again, like, why were they bound? And what am I supposed to do with them now? Like, you know, to use them properly. And thank God brought me to just this gratitude place of thankfulness and being thankful for this experience, being thankful for the meditation facilitator and just how he was opening the space for this to happen, you know. And then I was praying for them and I was saying thank you, you know, thank you for doing what you do and taking time and, you know, just really praying for their being. And I was brought up, and now their being with the wings brought my being up. And so we were flying above their being, and God told us that we have a higher perspective here, and we can help and we can feel more. So that was really interesting when we talked about emotions and we talked about kind of that impact. And that was really interesting, just a whole symbolic journey. And yeah, I'm not gonna cry because I might cry a little bit, but I just like overwhelmed with emotions with how much love God has for us, to be that angel, to send that angel, and to allow us to also, you could say, be the angel in other people's lives, but ultimately just be in that vibration of having heaven on earth, because you understand that higher perspective, like as empaths. Literally, that's kind of what it is, I feel. A little bit. Not a cliche way, though. Okay, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, that view of actually understanding a kind of an angel's role with humans in general, humanity, you could say, that left and right side of the conversation that is the duality of life, and our choice in all of it. It was kind of crazy. So yeah, that was the meditation session, and it was definitely crazy. So the last thing I wanted to just share, fam, is that I appreciate being alive with you. I appreciate being alive with you. And I appreciate being able to see that I do not know everything. And that was one of the things that I feel like, no, we can be like, oh yeah, I know everything. Like, I even was like, I told God, like, I know my mission. God, I got it. And he was like, no, you don't. Like, no, you don't. Okay, just, no, you don't. Okay. Remiel was like, no, you don't. Okay. And I'm like, okay. You're actually right in the fact that I need God's constant messages to ensure that, yeah, I'm on the right path of my mission, or that it's instilled in my heart in some way. But yeah, like, that is crazy. That is crazy. What's good, Jamin? And I just want to say that I pray to understand more deeply what my mission is, and just how to serve, and to use the wings properly, you know, the gifts that God gave me. Every single person has gifts. We know this. And when we're able to see that higher perspective of others, see, like, okay, this is, you know, above those emotions in such a way, I think there's a lot of beauty there. But yeah, I just would love to know, just, if there's anything that you'd like me to pray for, I feel like now would be a good time to let me know. Because that's the kind of energy that we're out here. And what's good, Mystic Mama Pharaoh? It's so good to see you, Alyssa. Oh, okay. Well, I'm just going to start by saying, may God just shine light on Spirit and Alyssa, and allow them to really stabilize and ground into just a loving environment all around. Amen. Oh, yes. I feel like prayer is a powerful thing, and I'd like to do more of it. So yeah, I pray for guidance upon Prince, upon James, upon all of us here tuning in. I pray that you will clarify what we are here to do with every single moment, as we bring awareness to you, God, and how you are communicating with us, be it emotionally, be it mentally, be it through all of the sensations that you've blessed us with. May we be able to further connect and bring about your heaven on earth. If it be God's will, I pray that each and every soul who's here be renewed in any way that they wish, so that they may be closer to you and your vibration, and that we can come together and understand what we are here for, what our purpose is, and to love you, and to love it, and to love each other. I pray that we'll be given guidance on what love really is. Amen. Ooh, ooh. Thank you for praying with me. I love you. Love you. Let there be peace on earth also, God. Please. Amen. Let there be light. Okay. Yes, I'm vibing. Not Viking. Oh man, does it really say Viking? Man, if it says Viking, only the people that tuned in to the real live will know. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. Okay, so that it is, oh man, it is really beautiful to be able to be alive during this time with you. Like, happy Tuesday again. I know I said this a lot, and I'll say it again. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry, God, for all of the times I ignore you or I look the other way. Please forgive me. Have mercy. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, that one needed to come through. Okay, yeah. Wow, okay. Yeah, that was needed. That was in there for a while. Wow. That was a good one. That was a good one. Okay. Wow. Thank you guys. Thank you for allowing me to just share this space with you. It's kind of allowing me to wind down and paint and talk about and process some things on my mind. Yeah. I'm like so thankful. Oh my goodness. Calm down. Okay, calm down. The energy, guys. I'm vibing with you though. I'm vibing. And yeah. Ooh. I love you, James. I love you, Alyssa. You guys are human beings that I will only know in this lifetime, as you are. And that is a beautiful thing. Wow. I was gonna say, and the things I love the most about you are the things that almost make me a little sad, but like not in a bad way. In like a way I'm thankful that I know you because of how you handle it, if it makes sense. Okay, and that's where I will put that. Yeah. And oh, Weasley, awesome. And I appreciate you. Good vibers, not alone. No, we're all out here, and I can't say anything with typos. I think I'm gonna save that conversation for another day though, because I believe that everything comes out for a reason the way it comes out. So the next book that I write personally, Michael wrote this book. So it is flawless and it's perfect as learning material for children on not only life skills of just unlocking their potential and growing their wings, but also the spelling is immaculate and perfect for children that are learning about grammar. So I'm just gonna put that there for anybody who's interested. All the descriptions scared to be a butterfly in the link. But yeah, so there is a lot, personally, the next book that I make, I'm just gonna let it come out how it comes out. It's not gonna be perfect words, but you're gonna get the idea. And hopefully I won't have to write too much words if this idea goes well. But okay, yes. Geez, again, in this moment, Esther, we're not wandering off. It's Tuesday, not today. I want you to remember that there's probably only a couple hours left of Tuesday. And I don't know why. I just think it's so fun, okay? And it's also brought a not existentialist kind of aspect of like, whoa, this day is only gonna last and like we're the ones alive for it. That's pretty cool. I don't know, it's like a holiday in my mind. I'm treating it as such, hence the special live, I guess. Also, yeah, it was just a time for really change, I feel, and a big shift. Maybe you feel it too. But yeah, it's important that we acknowledge what is a mistake and what is necessary to make. I just wanted that to rhyme. I'll say it was necessary. And let's really looks like a butterfly, but I guess it makes sense. Why? Like, everything makes sense. It never makes sense when it happens, but eventually it does. And that's wonderful. You can't see what I'm painting, but it's quite beautiful in its own way. So, it's like a mystery. Batman. Beautiful. So, yeah, I feel like you are a blessing. Oh, you want to be here right now? Okay. Alright. I'm done. I'm done with myself. That was good. So as I'm painting, I'd love to know a few things on, like, the future of the channel. And you guys are going to be the first ones, okay? This is just because I have been meditating, and I just allow the channel kind of to take whatever format flows the most, and I feel like will serve the people I'm here to serve. And I think this is what we're here for. We're all here to help serve and do our mission, and that means serving someone who needs our help. So the fact there's such a thing as death and birth proves life and love. Yeah, it's actually, it is beautiful. You know, it's really interesting when they say that a man's death is far greater than a man's birth. Like, alright, that's a Bible verse somewhere. I don't remember where, but you can quote it somewhere. But I think in Ephesians. It's in Ephesians. I want to say Ephesians 2, and that would be beautiful, but who knows. But with that being said, I will show the painting and give my final remarks. YouTube channel. We're allowing it to go with the flow. Overall, Wednesdays, we're trying out Whiteboard Wednesdays. This is mostly for me to do a recap of the business branch and kind of branding building meetings, and also give you guys some free value, hopefully, and also get feedback. So that's Wednesdays. Thursdays, I like the Esophacy Thursdays, so we're gonna keep them that way. Fridays, we have Freestyle Fridays, but for a very long time I've wanted to change to more transition over to a more collaborative approach on Fridays. It's just setting up a schedule, you know, for inviting guests, creating a topic, and then having that Friday to do a live stream. Well, we'll see, you know. I now said it out loud, and Friday's the throat chakra, so we'll see how that goes. And Saturdays are the day I talk about something I learned. Yeah. So let me know if there's anything that you feel like I've learned that you would like to have a summary on. Keep in mind, I have around like 25, 30 videos that I have yet to edit. And it's just because I've honestly been really intimidated of editing. So that's something maybe I'll make a video on. And yeah, so Saturdays. Sundays, we'll keep light language, but we may transition over to Bible study on Sundays as well. We'll keep tabs on that. That is something that I think would be cool to have a mix of both. Yeah, so check on the Discord if you want to join the Bible studies. And Mondays are gonna be mindset Mondays. Tuesdays we talk about Tuesday things, you know, in honor of today being Tuesday. That's why we have this long conversation, and we'll see what that looks like in the future. But without further ado, enjoy the rest of your day. I totally love you, and thank you for spending some time with me on this Tuesday. I want to start going live around 2 times a week, so that might be on Monday for Mindset Shift Mondays, because that's kind of, for me, that's a great way to start my Mondays, and hopefully with you guys, we can all kind of just pick one aspect that has been a focus that maybe we meditated on Sunday, and yeah, shift our mindset about it and see how the rest of our week goes. So this is okay. In whom also you are being built together in a dwelling of God in the Spirit. Ephesians 2:22. Oh, God. I know why they call them angel numbers. We just talked about angels. And it's Tuesday. On a Tuesday. This is crazy. Guys, I feel so blessed to be experiencing this with you. Like, honestly, this is crazy. Tuesday energy, though. Party. Yeah. So, man, I love you guys. And I feel, like, very energized. And it's probably because, well, I worked out in the morning, which I feel like does me better than any cup of coffee could ever do. A good swim. But now it's just like kind of the adrenaline of the shift of the wings actually opening. So I think I'm just very, very thankful to be able to ground in this with you and understand it more deeply. Again, I feel like I'm gonna continue drawing these wings and probably post it on my art Instagram at juicebox.jpg, and we'll see how that goes. I think they're really reminding me of a butterfly, and I think it'd just be such a perfect spot inside of the book. So I'm getting off topic, and it is getting late. I've reached crackhead hours for Esther, and it is time that we allow ourselves to take 5 mindful breaths, nice, long, deep ones, and allow ourselves to exhale fully, grounding into what it is that we find would be most beneficial to carry through the rest of our life. You know, you only live once. So each breath counts. How long can you hold your breath is a real question. Thank you, thank you for joining and vibing with me and just taking some time to be alive. What a wonderful time to be alive. And I will talk to you in the next live vibe.